What's up?
Hey y'all, it's Empress Moxie. Welcome if you're new and welcome back to my channel. If you've already been here, you are loved and appreciated, of course. Today we're doing another episode of PUM Talks. As you may or may not know, PUM is the Jamaican word for vagina. We're going to talk about 4 common misconceptions men have around the female anatomy. So that is the vagina and the female body as a whole. Alright, so I'm gonna get right into it because I feel like this is an interesting topic and men really, y'all be going around thinking y'all know everything, but you don't. And I'm gonna show you what you do need to know and consider in order to understand women better. Okay? Alright, so number 1. The tightness of the vagina. Men think that if a woman's vagina is loose, that means she has been around the community. She's for the streets or something. Newsflash, the tightness of a woman's vagina does not depict the amount of partners she's had. It doesn't depict the size of whoever she's been with. It doesn't have anything to do with that, okay? A vagina is a muscle. It has muscles. So the muscles definitely contract, just like when we're having babies during childbirth. A vagina hole can be this small, okay? Alright, so contracting is when the vagina muscles tighten up, and expanding is when it increases in size. So that's when a man would assume it's loose. Okay? And after childbirth and during childbirth, it stretches so that the baby can come out, right? Same thing during sex. Whenever we're having sex and get comfortable, the penis or whatever is being inserted into the vagina, the vaginal muscles will open up so that it will be ready for whatever goes in there. And then afterwards, the vaginal muscles go back to the regular shape and size. The vagina can spread as wide as it wants and as tight as it wants. It has nothing to do with promiscuous ways. It doesn't mean that, okay? So thinking that because her vagina is loose that she's a HOE, that is wrong and disrespectful. And I'd also like to add that no man's penis is big enough to have a vagina stay loose all day. No, don't flatter yourselves. You don't have the power to do that. You were never made with the power to do that.
Why are you crying?
So don't assume things like that. It's a wrong, it's a misconception and a huge myth. So correct yourself. Number 2, they think that the whole anatomy down there is the vagina, the whole thing. Moment of silence for the boys, because only boys don't know this by now. Biology, did y'all pay attention? That's the problem. See? How do you think the whole thing down there is the vagina when you have a penis and testicles? Would you feel the same way if a woman were to be like, oh, that whole thing is the penis? No, it would be obvious that that is incorrect, because we have our genitalia has different parts because the different parts have different functions. The testicles, the balls, the sac that holds the sperm, it holds blood flow, it holds other things, right? The female genitalia has different parts to it, okay? And I'll put a diagram here with wording so you can just take a few seconds to realize that there's more to the female anatomy than you are giving way for. Take your time. I'll wait. Alright, number 3, the idea that during sex and intercourse, the vagina is the only part to worry about, meaning that you should only worry about penetration. That is incorrect and selfish, okay? During sex is an art, alright? Whenever you're a man with a woman, You're not just considering your part of the whole act, okay? Don't just consider penetration. And penetration means when you are inserting your organ into hers, okay? Your penis into her vagina. That's not all you should consider. That's not the only part you should look forward to. You should consider her clitoris. You should consider the labia and other areas surrounding the vagina, because the vagina is the entrance and there are other parts to it. Just like I said before, you want to know and be aware of the function of the other parts of the vagina as well as the existence of them, because that's just the respectful thing to do, man. Adding on to the area about just needing to pay attention to the vagina during arousal. When you're trying to arouse a woman, it is not just the vagina you need to pay attention to. You need to pay attention to her whole body and her signals. Not every woman is the same. There's not a universal button to arouse your partner. What you need to pay attention to is the way she communicates to you, depending on what you're touching or what you're, whatever you're doing during that act. Pay attention to how she responds. That's how you know that that's what she likes. You can't just assume, oh, if I touch this, because I touched my ex right there, this current girlfriend's gonna like it. No. No. Just like not every man likes certain things, not every woman likes certain things. So you want to be respectful, pay attention to her signals and her boundaries. And that's how you get her aroused. Last, the fourth one. The idea that the vulva has to have a certain look. So the vulva, like I said, it has a different function than the vagina, and it is the outer area. The vagina is the hole, the entrance. The vulva is this area right here where the clitoris is at the top and the labia minoras are on the side. So the vulva, basically, because of porn and the sex industry, things like that, the idea that there has to be a certain look to. For example, they think it has to be smooth, shaved, prepared for the man. No.
Wrong, Smarty!
Just because you saw on xxwyz.com that Cindy and her stepbrother was bald down there, whatever you was watching, right? Doesn't mean you're gonna come into the real world and meet a real woman who doesn't have a profession in the sex industry, because that is what that is, an industry. They're paid to do those things, and definitely aesthetics matter. So that is why they promote the shaving and everything, but it's not a realistic thing. Just like on Instagram, when you see the models with the lip fillers and the breast enlargement and the butt enlargement, they do that because they're in that industry and they get paid for things like that. It doesn't mean that you're gonna walk around and see every single woman with that on her. Same thing. Don't go expecting every woman to be bald down there. Don't go expecting every woman to have it a line shaped or a heart shape down there. Don't go expecting every woman to have a neat packaged labia. Don't have the expectation of things that you saw somewhere else. You should love your body how you would want someone to love your body how it is. There are men who have insecurities about their size, right? So it is equal in the same way in the woman's mind. So consider that whenever you have a partner and you think, well, she doesn't shave like they do on TV. Maybe on TV because they're sleeping with 10 men a day, so you need to be able to glide, slide, slip and drip and make it look good on camera. So that's why they do that. So that was the fourth misconception. And those are the 4 misconceptions that I had to address for men. In summation, I'm not judging you. In real life, men just don't do it for me sometimes. And I wanted to address it in this video because y'all are interesting. it is like in this society, definitely you all think that it is just for you and it is made for you. It is not. We are here together, and you should start to respect that and move like you understand that, okay? So that is all I had to say. I hope this video was helpful to the men who stopped by, and definitely if you liked it, click the like button. If you didn't like it, also click the dislike button. That's feedback regardless, and I will see y'all in the next video.